It's time to take the painted paper that we made during our last class and cut some triangles out of it, and then we are going to use it to create an abstract tree design picture. I'm going to lay this one aside for a minute. And so my first step is just cutting out some triangles. If you have some areas that you think are a little more boring, you don't really like as well, you will have your whole paper to choose from. For instance, this area looks a little bit boring to me over there, so I might not want to use that. If you really want straight triangles, you can use a ruler, but you don't have to do that. You can just draw them without it if you'd like. But I'm going to just show you both ways. I'm just going to draw with my pencil in some areas that I think look nice. I'm actually just going to do this one first because I'm going to show you that I already will have that edge, and then I could cut another one right there. So I'm just going to cut this triangle out. You can make them different thicknesses. You want some narrow ones or some wider ones. And I really don't like how my pencil line is still showing, so I'm going to try to cut just inside of that actually. I'm not going to worry about it for this. So there's one. And then I already have this straight edge right here. So what I could do is just turn my paper like this and cut out another one like this. And then if I don't want that edge right there on, I have that. And so I can keep doing that. I can, let's make a little bit of a smaller one here. You can see I am just cutting triangles, and these are going to represent our trees. And so I'm just going to cut one more. We'll want more than this, but this will be enough for me to kind of show you what we're doing. But look at all that nice paper I still have left. So I could cut a whole bunch more trees. So this finished piece that I showed you is on a black paper. You might have some other colors to choose from. I happen to just have a purple paper here. So I am going to grab this one to be my background. And we will use probably a glue stick. If we use liquid glue, let's make sure we just don't get carried away with it and make it really puddly. So the first thing I want to do is just arrange these. And something that I know, actually I'm going to cut one more triangle so I have a big one. But I know that my larger triangles need to be lower on the paper. That's going to make it look like these are in the background. They're a little bit smaller, they're further away, they're up higher on the page. So we want them to go from biggest at the bottom to smallest at the top. So let's just cut one more really quick one. I'm just going to cut this guy from right here. And I do not happen to have any glue with me right now. So we're going to just use our imagination, pretend like these are glued down. But before I glued anything, I want to arrange them anyway. And this one is slightly smaller. And I'm going to just put, let's see, I'm going to arrange these just kind of like that right now. And so our imagination, I have glued these down, we're pretending. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to add some interesting lines and details. I will have this one to look at too for some ideas, and you can think of your own ideas. Nothing too complicated. So if I wanted to just draw a line down the middle, I did one kind of like that. And then one of them, I just made some little curly lines, kind of like this. Whoops, I got kind of messed up right there. I'm not going to worry about that. Does not have to be perfect. And I think I'll just do a little circle right there. And so very, very simple. And I could just even make a little loopy line that gets larger as it goes down. You can use your imagination and do any kind of designs you want. And so, again, we're going to use our imagination and pretend like I have gotten all of my designs on here. These are glued down. And we may even have some silver Sharpies. You can kind of see a little bit on here. If you want to go in and add some other details. And in the background here, this is just little tiny dots made with a silver Sharpie. And you want to make sure you're not pushing too hard. That will damage the tips of the markers. So you want to be very delicate with it. I also used a silver Sharpie to add some little trunks in here too. And so now it's your turn, and I cannot wait to see what you create.